Hi, I'm Tori, and today I'm going to be showing you what's new in Sage Construction Management that's in relation to Sage Intacct Construction's R4 release of 2024. Here is a quick little cheat sheet of everything that is new. So since this is just a summary of the release notes, to see the full release notes, you can go into Sage Construction Management, click this little question mark at the top, click on what's new, and here you can click on all of the release notes. Also in Sage Intacct, you can go to view release notes for 2024 R4. So to start in what's new, we're going to go to our accounting link. And go into your posting preferences. Here, you're able to see your timesheet, your equipment, and your miscellaneous expenses. You are now able to integrate all of these, and the time cards are going to support a selection of data resources for project timesheet fields. So they're going to allow specification for SCM labor codes in Intacct and enable a selection requirement time types for Intacct. So here, if you just click on this little bar, you can either post the SCM time cards to Intacct or retrieve them from Intacct. You cannot do both. Just going to put that out there. You cannot do both, but you can do one or the other. And so here is your fields for that. And here are your fields for retrieving them from Intacct. Then we have the equipment. If you want to integrate equipment time cards, you can select that little checkbox and you would fill this out. Then for miscellaneous expenses, you would also select this little checkbox and you can fill this out here. So for your timesheets, if you are going to retrieve them from Intacct, you need to make sure that you've selected the Sage CM time card comments. So if you want them coming from the project sheet notes or the notes and description, then the bill rate, if you want to use the Intacct project timesheet bill rate or the Sage CM employee payroll item bill rate. Then the time card date, if you want a previous import date or in the last 30 days. Then lastly, this payroll item linking preferences. Here you can select the SCM payroll items that you have added in your settings and link them to the Intacct time types. Then for posting the CM time cards to Intacct, you're going to pick your first day of the week, so Monday, or you can also use your Sage CM first day of the week. Then you have your cost type that you're going to choose. You can choose to use your labor resource mapping and general preferences or specify the payroll item linking section, which is going to be there. So then you have your labor class. You can choose not to populate. Then you can choose your labor shift. You can choose to not populate any of these. You also have your payroll item linking preferences that you can select here. Then for equipment, you're just going to check this little box. Then for equipment, you're just going to check this little box and you can choose your purchase transaction definition and your vendor names, the cost rate, equipment time card hours, all of these. Then the line item descriptions, where you can select here, you're going to have your default Intacct item, default GL account for Intacct, and default cost type. Then you can also specify per Sage CM equipment item, which will give you the item linking preferences right here. Then lastly, in miscellaneous expenses, you can do your filter criteria and you can do the pay employee, pay vendor. Here you have the mapping, which you will default the GL account numbers and the miscellaneous expense type, you can link those to. You can post expense as a draft or submitted. Here you can put your default Intacct payment type. Then you can do your payment types will pop up here, and you can select the expense type, employee expense payment type here. Then lastly, you can do the formatting. And the next thing that's new in the accounting link for Sage Intacct is going to be the individual sync of project components. So projects, budgets, and contracts all are going to sync separately to prevent deletion from sync errors with resync options for updates. So if you want to update a project, let's say it has the budget was wrong, you need to update that or update the estimate, you can go into your accounting link, and then you're going to go to projects, estimates, and contracts. You're going to view the posted projects. And then if it's already over there, it will show you. And then you can select repost, and it will allow you to repost what you need to. The employee ID sync is also able to be done now in Intacct from SCM. So on the first thing, you have contact management, and you have the employee ID numbering here. The prime contract and invoice posting, prime contract details and invoices with stored material can now be posted or reposted. And the vendor payment terms are included in vendor posting and in the import. Some other accounting link updates are the extended payment retrieval. So payments older than 180 days in Intacct can now be accessed. You can link prime contract terms. Terms for prime contracts are now connected between SCM and Intacct. Then automated billing terms. Billing terms are going to sync to Intacct from the customer profile settings in the prime contract. Then the field length flexibility is a big thing, where the fields over Intacct's 25 character limit are going to now be truncated, allowed for posting from SCM to Intacct. You can do this by going to your posting preferences. Then in general preferences, there is a field truncation option where you can either have it throw an error message, so you change the name in here, or you can change it there. Posting limits by field type. So posting is going to halt if the project or contract numbers exceed 20 characters, while other fields follow specified posting preferences, such as the field options here. And then lastly, there are some great new reports in SCM and analytics. So we can go to our analytics tab here. So the ERP job to date costs have been updated with detailed summary with ERP job to date cost, financial summary using SCM. We also have the SCM cost budgets and commitments, gross cost at completion versus ERP job date costs. And in these analytics, contract, invoice, and ERP job to date costs. Then also in this export data area, you can now have access to the WIP API. So you can report for Sage Intacct work in progress, PM forecasting export. You can select your exporting format here. Then on the dashboards of the analytics, there is a new by summary dashboards for retainage, which consist of cross-project and prime and sub invoice retainage overview. And that is it for SCM's new things that are in Intacct's R4 release 2024.